Hi, welcome to Online EdVantage. I'm Lisa Farmer and I'm your business professor. Please subscribe to our channel. Today we're going to discuss key economic indicators and what they tell us about the health of our economy. Let's take a look at the term gross domestic product, or GDP. You might have heard that in the news, but what does it really mean? The GDP, or gross domestic product, is a measure of the total value of all the goods and services produced in a country in any given year. Those might be foreign companies, but as long as they are produced within the country's border, those products will be included in our GDP. So, as you can imagine, when the gross domestic product changes, business feels the effect tremendously. Next, let's talk about unemployment. We all know what unemployment is, but let's talk about the different types of unemployment and how they affect our economy. So the unemployment rate can be defined as the percentage of civilians at least 16 years of age or older who are unemployed but also have tried to find a job within the past 4 weeks. So that's an important characteristic. It's not just that they're unemployed, but they really don't want to be. So now we know what unemployment is, but let's talk about the different types of unemployment. The first type of unemployment that I want to talk to you about is what we call frictional unemployment. This is not quite as detrimental to our economy because frictional unemployment is a result of temporary job changes. So somebody is unemployed only temporarily because of a shift to a new position, for instance. Let's say you start a new job on the first of the month and so you went ahead and quit your other one. That's what we mean by frictional unemployment. As opposed to frictional unemployment, let's take a look next at structural unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs whenever jobs, skills, and demand are mismatched or don't line up. So for instance, let's say we have an overabundance of skilled machinists, but we really need programmers. So that's what we call structural unemployment, and it can be very detrimental to our economy. Cyclical unemployment is an unemployment situation that results from cycles in our economy. So for instance, during periods of recession, obviously it's pretty typical that unemployment rates would rise, and that's what we refer to as cyclical unemployment. The last type of unemployment that I want to discuss today is what we call seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment results due to seasonal job demand. So for instance, jobs at ski resorts are pretty seasonal for the winter season and normally not available during the summer months. So that's what we define as seasonal unemployment. Another measure of our economy, I'm sure you guys have all heard this word as well, is inflation. So what inflation means is basically just the rise of prices of goods or services over time. We know that inflation is raising prices, but that can happen in several different settings. So let's discuss one type of inflation that we call disinflation. This is a situation that occurs when prices are still rising, but they're not rising as quickly or at as rapid of a pace as they had been in the past. So it's basically inflation, but at a declining rate. The next thing that I want to discuss is what we call deflation. Now, in contradiction to disinflation, deflation, prices are actually declining or going down. Oftentimes, this is because we have too few dollars chasing too many goods, for instance. The last type of inflation that I want to discuss today is what we call stagflation. Think of it as stagnant, kind of as the root word, because our economy is slowing down, but prices continue to go up. So that can be a really critical situation as well. Another measure of our economy that we want to discuss is what we call the Consumer Price Index. Consumer Price Index is basically oftentimes measured monthly, and it measures the pace of inflation or deflation, what's happening to the prices for different bundles of goods within our economy. So we compute the prices and their increase or decrease based on categories such as housing, food, clothing, medical care, that kind of thing, to measure whether prices are rising or falling. So we oftentimes take a look at those increases or decreases in pricing because sometimes different situations, wages, rent, that kind of thing, can be based on a formula based on that consumer price index. I hope this video has helped. Thank you so much for watching. Please click on the EdVantage logo to subscribe to our channel.